You've probably always assumed that cult members are weak-minded, desperate, easily fooled, that you would never fall for it, that it takes a special kind of gullible to hand your entire life over to a stranger in a compound. But here's what the research actually shows. The average cult recruit is college-educated, emotionally intelligent, and going through a completely normal life transition. A breakup, a move, a death in the family, a semester away from home for the first time. That's it. That's the entry point. Not stupidity, not madness. Just a moment of genuine human vulnerability. So the real question isn't, how could someone fall for that? The real question is, why does the human brain make it so embarrassingly easy? To understand this, you have to understand what cults are actually selling. Because it's not ideology. It's not religion. It's not even the leader. What they're selling is certainty. And in a world that refuses to stop being confusing and painful and unpredictable, certainty is the most addictive substance on the planet. Psychologist Robert Lifton spent decades studying thought reform. What he found was that every high control group, no matter the belief system, no matter the century, runs the same psychological playbook. It always starts with something called love bombing. You are immediately surrounded by people who think you are extraordinary. They listen to every word you say. They make you feel seen in a way that most people spend their entire lives searching for. Your new best friends appear within days. Your sense of belonging, which took years to build anywhere else, materializes almost overnight. And your brain doesn't flag this as suspicious. It flags it as finally. Control doesn't announce itself. It never does. It arrives wrapped in warmth. Once the emotional hook is set, the group begins something researchers call milieu control. This is the systematic management of your environment and information. Who you spend time with, what you read, what questions are acceptable, what doubts are dangerous. The group becomes your entire social universe, and leaving it starts to feel less like a choice and more like stepping off the edge of the known world. Here's the part that most people miss entirely. The isolation isn't forced on you. You volunteer for it. Gradually. Willingly. Because the group has become the only place that makes sense. Every outside voice starts to sound suspicious by comparison. Your family doesn't understand you anymore. Your old friends seem shallow. The leader's voice becomes the clearest voice in the room. This is called thought stopping, and it is devastatingly effective. Leon Festinger, the psychologist who coined cognitive dissonance, infiltrated a doomsday cult in the 1950s. He wanted to see what would happen when their prophecy failed, when the predicted apocalypse didn't arrive on schedule. Logic says the followers would leave, disillusioned, embarrassed. What actually happened was the opposite. They became more devoted. They doubled down. They announced the catastrophe had been called off because of their faith. And they recruited harder than ever before. Because once your identity is fused with a belief system, disconfirming evidence doesn't shake you loose. It pulls you deeper. Admitting the group was wrong would mean admitting you were wrong. And the human ego will perform extraordinary acrobatics to avoid that moment. Social identity theory explains the rest of it. People derive enormous psychological power from group membership. Being part of something elite, something chosen, something that ordinary people simply cannot understand. The in-group becomes everything. The out-group, meaning everyone you used to love, becomes the enemy of your evolution. And the leader is where the architecture gets truly dark. Most cult leaders score exceptionally high in what psychologists call the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy. They are magnetic in exactly the way that makes them dangerous. They have an extraordinary ability to read fear and fill it. They present themselves not as human beings, but as the answer to a question you didn't know you were asking. They offer certainty, purpose, and unconditional belonging. Then they make those things entirely conditional on your obedience. Jim Jones convinced over 900 people to die in the Guyanese jungle. David Koresh convinced followers in Waco that questioning him was the same as questioning God. Keith Raniere built a sex trafficking operation inside what was marketed as a self-improvement program. The outer packaging changes. The underlying psychology is always the same. Manipulation disguised as meaning. The exit is the part nobody talks about. Leaving a cult is not like quitting a job or ending a relationship. When you leave, you don't just lose a community. You lose your entire framework for reality, your language, your sense of purpose, your identity. Former members often describe a profound disorientation, a kind of psychological homelessness that takes years of professional support to recover from. Because the group didn't just take your time and money, it rewrote your operating system. Dr. Stephen Hassan, himself a former member of the Unification Church, developed what he calls the BITE model: behavior control, information control, thought control, emotional control. His argument is that cults don't need to lock the doors because the most effective prisons are the ones built entirely inside the mind. And here is the uncomfortable conclusion that the research keeps arriving at over and over, regardless of who runs the study or when. You are not immune. None of us are. The specific conditions that make cult recruitment successful, social isolation, identity disruption, a need for meaning, a desire to belong, aren't character flaws. They are features of being human. Under the right circumstances, in the right moment of vulnerability, the same psychological machinery that makes you capable of love and loyalty and devotion can be redirected. The only genuine protection is understanding the mechanism before it reaches you, recognizing love bombing for what it is, noticing when information is being controlled, staying connected to people outside any single group, and holding on to the uncomfortable but essential habit of asking questions that the group doesn't want asked. Cults survive on the assumption that you'll never look too closely, that you'll be too grateful for the belonging to question the cost, that the fear of losing your new certainty will always outweigh your curiosity about what's behind the curtain. The psychology of cult recruitment doesn't reveal something shameful about human weakness. It reveals something profound about human need. And the first step to protecting that need is understanding exactly how it gets used against you. If you watch this whole thing and still think you could never be recruited, that's exactly what they want you to think. Comment, "I'm immune," below, so we know who to worry about. Like, comment, subscribe. The algorithm needs belonging too.